Hello, fellow dog potters. Welcome to episode 3 of Quite in the Cheap Seats. I hope many of you are returning for more viewing, and if you haven't yet done it, like and subscribe and tell your mates as well. I'm Danny.
Hi, I'm Jacko.
I'm Mads.
I'm Kwai Chang Kane.
By Chang Kane. Okay.
Jimmy.
Oh gosh, so we were all together yesterday at Norwood Oval. How have you been since then?
I don't know, it's sort of mixed actually, because I always prefer winning, but we didn't do that yesterday, did we? But we played well.
Yeah.
We played
Yeah.
well, and considering where Norwood are on the table and where we are on the table, and we were playing at their home ground on a Sunday afternoon, up against all odds, we played really well, and we played 3 quarters, not 4, and that's probably
Sounds like you've already given your game rundown, and I was only just asking how you were.
Yeah.
How have you been since yesterday, Jacko?
No, I've been good. Still a bit of celebrating to do yesterday. In terms of playing a decent game at the end of the day. So yeah, no, been a good 24 hours.
And Matt, how you been going?
Yeah, not too shabby.
Yeah.
Drive home was a lot easier this time.
Okay.
Jackson and I forgot to mention last week that we actually got stuck in some mud up in the Barossa. So
right.
I think the term they use for that is bogged.
bogged, yes. So yes, a lot easier this week. But yeah, a lot of reflecting after the game. But yeah, no, it's been a good 24 hours.
Yeah, no, I agree. You'll have something nice to eat when you got home, or waiting for you on the table, was it?
Garlic prawns.
Garlic
Ooh.
prawns.
Fancy
Waiting for you on the
pants.
table.
Yeah, it was great. It was excellent.
Okay.
Very
Right. Well, I don't think anyone else can match that, so
Yeah, I don't
I'll
think I
just
can top
move
that.
on. So,
Yeah, pub feed's pretty good, but yeah, not garlic prawns.
so over the weekend we had we came out on top actually. We had wins from. Hang on, no, we didn't come out on top. We came out under the ledger. We had wins from the 16 and 18s, but losses in the women's and the reserves and the league. But some good performances all the same. We've already quickly heard about the league, just not quite managing to do it. But the 16s back on the winning ledger again, beating Norwood quite comfortably. And I see Levi Geister kicked 4 and had a heap of the ball as well, along with Braith Hickey, who had 32 touches. Levi had 27. So some very good signs coming out of our juniors there. The 18s, I actually went and watched the 18s on the weekend because they played on Saturday at Elizabeth and it was a beautiful day. So thought we'd go out and have a look. Linda and I went out and had a look, and that was a very good game. High quality, very, very quick. And you can actually see Norwood's pattern, their style, because the 18s played the same way. But in this particular case, we were better and we won. And that was really good. Even though we didn't have all the possession, we did actually dominate the clearances after half time. And the goals were sort of shared around. McFedrin with 3 and Wimpress with 3. And got to say that Wimpress, his kicking is incredible. Like straight as an arrow, doesn't veer off the straight line even from 50, and pretty bloody good, I've got to say. The girls unfortunately lost. They played in between the reserves and the league actually, and they unfortunately lost. But they were playing the top side, but still put up a pretty good effort. Lost by 30 points. Just one of those things again. You look at it and you go, we won the clearances and we won the tackles. Yeah, they had 15 free kicks and we had 7. And it's like, oh, God. Does it have an impact? I don't know, but it just seems odd. Shannon Murphy with 24, Sophie Bevis with 16, and Mayu Endersby with 16, but with 6 tackles and 3 clearances. Pretty good day out. So some really good talent again in the women's league. And in the reserves finally, sorry if I'm not sort of concentrating on the camera, but I'm looking at the stats. Reserves got pumped, and in fact were 12 goals down at 3/4 time, but only got beaten by 6. So they had a very good last quarter, kicking 7 goals to 0. Dusty Geister getting 4, Josh Rauch getting another 3, Lane Ellis getting 2, and with Dusty and Josh in the league squad this week but not making the final cut, and Ryan Lane Ellis getting another 2, there's some pressure on the guys in the league, and that's a great thing to see. So some good performances there. Pity we started off so slowly. So
Well, that's what you want to see, don't you? You want to see a lot of pressure from the juniors and the reserves, pressure on the league players, and I think it's starting to show with more consistent over about the past month. The league side performing at a much higher level than what they were earlier in the season when we were having our worst season ever.
Yeah, despite getting close on a few games, we were still sitting bottom unbeaten after several games. So, yeah. So thinking about the league game, you would have all seen the selection on Saturday. Jimmy, what did you think of the team or the squad that was selected?
It looked balanced. When you look at it on paper, when you look at the league side on paper, it looks nice and balanced. There's few changes every week, which is good. You can see sort of a structure developing and emerging, like our spines looking good with Big George Kendall, Brin Little, Leighton Chisholm, Bo Thomas, and then you've got Aidan Grace or Talon at full forward. That's a pretty good looking spine.
Or Tomlinson.
Or Tompkinson.
Yeah, it is pretty strong. That's
what you want in a good footy side. You want a good spine like that. So when you look at our team, it is developing. It's got a good spine. It's got good wingers, and the ruck, the follower, and small brigade like Anzac and so on, doing really well. And a few more games under those players' belts, the young players' belts, and some of the recruits, and should be looking pretty good after a while.
Yeah. Matt, what about you? Any surprises or interesting inclusions in the side that was named?
Not too many. I guess it's good to see a few extra rotations, and like Jimmy was saying, I think the development has been pretty good with those younger players that are starting to show some talent. So I'm glad they've been kept in, because some weeks it feels like a bit of a gamble, but I think it's good to see them get out there and give it their best shot as well.
Yeah.
So it's good, a good selection.
Yep.
And
pretty happy with the team. Were you happy with the team, Jacko?
Yeah, happy with the team in general. Selection-wise, it's good. Seconding on what Jimmy was sort of saying, and it's good to see some form in terms of players that are now finding their feet a bit in certain positions around the ground. So yeah, looking from the start, going, okay, well that should be relatively balanced team, without mixing things up too much. In terms of positioning, not players. as much. But yeah, having that sort of grounded, go, okay, well, this has worked. These people do sort of work well together, particularly after coming off the back of a win last week and a good couple of weeks previously. So yes, just good structure coming in. Sets you off for a good one.
Yeah, I agree. I think it looked pretty good, and I was very encouraged to see, a couple of the youngsters and recruits named in the extended squad, not actually ending up making the final team, but these guys have been selected in the extended squad a few times now, so they're showing good form, and I've already read out who performed in the reserves again. It's the same guys again, so really good news there. The thing that I noticed, which really excited me, was Callum McCarty being named in the squad and making the team for Sunday. And I thought after a slow first quarter, he was really very good in the 3 quarters after that. He's a real bull at the packs. So we don't lack strength around the ball, that's for sure. But we might talk about some other issues perhaps with the team when we get into it a bit more. Another late start, 2:40 on Sunday, half an hour later than usual, which my stomach was absolutely rumbling by the time I got to the canteen. What about you, Mads?
Yeah, agreed. I was ready for some food and to check out what was on offer. Yeah.
How'd you go with that?
Yeah, well, I got a Old Ye Faithful Villies pie.
Yeah.
And I did try the chips and hot dog at the parade oval. So the chips were pretty good. Nice and crunchy, and the hot dog was not bad either. Maybe the bun could have been a little bit fresher, but otherwise it was pretty good.
So it was a hot dog, not a Supreme Kransky?
No, I didn't know those were on offer, Danny.
Okay. What about you, Jacko? What was that, Jimmy?
Danny ate his too quick.
I did. I got indigestion on the way home. I had heartburn.
Oh no!
Oh really?
a whole Kransky.
It was too good.
Agitated a whole Kransky. Jacko, what did you go for? I can't remember you eating anything.
Nah, I didn't end up grabbing anything there, but I did have a good squiz on the way in. Looked like they had plenty on offer, and certainly what you guys were bringing back looked fair quality.
Yeah. Did they still have the curries going underneath the grandstand like they used to have a few years ago? Did anyone see that?
No, I didn't.
No, I didn't notice any curry this time. No.
Yeah, right. I mean,
I reckon they were trying to do a mini Adelaide Oval turnstile sort of half circle in and out sort of thing.
Right.
And it was pathetic.
I think the curries.
The chips were good.
Sorry, Jimmy. I saw the curries at a night game several years ago, and it was a long time actually, maybe 10 years plus. I think it was when Ants was playing under 18. So maybe it's me who just bangs on about them. They haven't been there for a very long time.
They don't work on Sundays.
Right.
Right.
What you had chips, didn't you, Jimmy? I had a taste of them. They're pretty good.
They were pretty good, but I think I'd put too much vinegar on them because they had
salt.
I put everything that they had there that you could use. They had vinegar sachets, tomato sauce sachets, and chicken salt. And when I put the chicken salt on, it came out too quick. And heaps of salt went on there. So
you'd have to mark them down for that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, for sure, yeah. But the chips were good, but you only get half as much as you do at Elizabeth Oval.
For the same price?
I think they were probably dearer.
Yeah. Well, they would be. Yeah. I had the gourmet Kransky, which I had cheese and onion and sauce on that, and it was offered to me with coleslaw as well, which I thought was a real good touch. I didn't have it, which cost $12. The steak sandwiches had the same offerings, and they were $14. So quite a bit more than a Central Steak sandwich, but you get more on it too. And have to say, the Kransky was bloody great. Really, really good. Hit the spot. And I didn't regret paying $12 for it. So, yeah, you weigh a $12 Kransky up against a $5 snag at Central's, and you go, yeah, I'm almost thinking that the Kransky was worth it. So I really have to give them full marks, and having those extra bits you can put on it, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well,
And you don't see a Kransky at many ovals either. I don't think I've seen a Kransky elsewhere. So
no,
you could get 4 sausages on bread at Elizabeth for the same price as a Kransky at Norwood Oval.
are they $4 at Elizabeth? Are they?
$3. But
so
if
you
you
can
buy
get 4.
four,
Yeah. My maths is obviously failing me these days. So 4 snags with onions as opposed to 1 Kransky. I think you got to go the sausages, don't you? 4 of them.
Yeah, if you're getting that bargain.
You can stick them in every hole if you want. I mean, you're not 2 nostrils in your ears.
Yep.
Yeah.
then
With your shenanigans at the Oval, I wouldn't put it past you.
So, yeah, typically if Central's crowd, we go for quantity over quality, which is not a bad thing. I'm okay with that. More chips, more sausages, the whole shooting match. Anyway, enough of the food. We all got settled down, started the game. Jacko, how do you reckon we were going there, and how do you think the game panned out?
Started off with a lot more momentum. I was thinking we were going to. I wasn't too sure coming in. Obviously, we've had a decent side.
Because you did tip Norwood last week. I'll just remind you of that.
Yeah. But not having seen Norwood since start of the year, at a miserable game we had against them. So it was good. It was good coming in. It felt a lot more power in that first quarter than I expected from us. And yeah, kicked a couple. It felt surreal for a bit because we were dominant, and then continued that into the second quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Kept quite a lot of presence on ground, had the pressure on. It was fantastic. It was great to see us already jumping with a lot of energy and talent going straight into it, rather than doing it in response. Because always better to get your leg up in the first instance. So I was quite happy. Yeah, true.
It was a good start. Norwood kicked the first couple of goals, and when they did that, Mads, I was feeling a bit nervous. I thought, how are you feeling?
Agreed. I was feeling a little bit nervous too, especially coming into the game. Pretty hopeful, I suppose, after the week before's win. Then we kicked our 2 in that quarter as well. So there was still hope that we could keep it, relatively level moving forward into the game. So that was good. Yes. So first quarter, not too shabby going in.
Yeah. What about you, Jim? You just seem to be talking to Mike all the time. I don't know if you saw any of the game.
What was I doing?
You were talking to Michael.
Oh, he was putting me off. He talks about irrelevant things.
Does he?
Yeah.
Well, they're not irrelevant to him. I
sort of like coming off an 11-goal win last week up at Linddock. I expected us to go in with heaps of endeavour and competitiveness, and we did. We did.
Yeah, we did.
I wasn't surprised. I think I wasn't surprised at all. I was surprised Norwood kicking the first 2 goals actually, because we were doing all the attacking.
Yeah, that's true.
With our forward 50, a lot more of the game.
Yeah.
It was probably the crowd support that got them over the line in the first with those first 2 goals. And it showed a lot of character from us to kick back and get our noses in front, and just got us going really well, and a lot of promise for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I think we had a lot of the play early, and their first goal sort of almost came out of nowhere, but it sort of seemed to spark them a bit. And they got the other one sort of soon after, but then we fought back and we got a couple as well.
Yep.
And they got that late one to give them the lead at quarter time, which, as proved to be the case, it was at the scoring end. And we'll see the pattern of the play throughout that day. The southern end was really the scoring end. And, and we showed that in the second quarter when we were very, very good, kicking 5 goals to their 1, and we're jumping out our seat mats, weren't we?
We were. It was very exciting. I was like, this is more like it. Yeah, bringing on that ferocity again and that passion. So I was feeling very good at halftime.
Yeah, great. Any highlights for you in that second quarter?
Oh gosh, there was a few. I just love watching Biscuits Lochowiak play. He'll just charge forward and kick that goal. Brilliant to see. That's probably a highlight for me.
He kicked some great goals.
Yeah.
I loved Talon's goal from deep in the pocket in front of Cooper's.
That was a great one as well. Yeah.
Well, it was after a good, was it a mark or a deliberate out? Anyway, it was a great goal. Can you remember if it was a mark or a deliberate out there, Jimmy?
Mark.
Mark, yeah.
Mark, yeah, for sure.
He sort of took it from behind, didn't he? And
he struck way above his head. He must have been about a metre inside the boundary line. Probably took it about 45 metres out from goal in that pocket there. Stretched through it, got it, and I don't know. He just turned around and slotted it like a seasoned campaigner.
Yeah,
and
for nothing.
It was in the unnatural pocket for a left footer as well. It was a great kick.
Yeah.
Sure. He is an impressive sight when he's at full stretch marking the ball, isn't he?
Yeah.
Very good player.
Are
you impressed with him? Sorry, Jim?
He's an 8-game veteran.
8-game veteran, yeah. What about you, Jacko?
Yeah, no, 100%. Great talent. There's a reason we call him the Claw in terms of those grabs that he's getting above everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's the Claw, all right. The talent. I haven't noticed any other supporters picking up on that yet. Maybe they don't quite get the what do you call that?
I don't know. Well, explain to them right now.
The thing.
Play on words. Yeah.
Like the fact that a talent
is.
Yeah, a talent is a claw. So he's the claw. And he clunks them with his claws. So yeah.
The claw.
That got across so right.
You got there in the end.
I thought we were really good. And what were we up at half time? 16 points up at half time. Looking very, very good. I certainly sensed nervousness amongst the Norwood supporters around about us. In fact, one fella got up and left, and he ended up going in behind us there. But but I guess I always thought Norwood were going to come out full on in the second half. They weren't going to accept being beaten by a team that was sitting second bottom, and I'll give them their due. They showed it. They were bloody amazing in that third quarter. We weren't bad. We really weren't bad. No. They were just incredible. They didn't hesitate, and they just threw everything at attack, and it really, really caught us out, didn't it, Jim?
Oh yeah, I mean they started winning the clearances. Young Jaden Match for Central was brave in ruck.
He was
for the whole game with the support from Bo Thomas, of course. But that sort of that avalanche from Norwood after half time. they had to come out and make a statement, put their sort of footprint on the game, and they did that. And they got crowd support behind them. Their run and carry game down the middle off the ground paid dividends for them yesterday afternoon in the second half. Basically, we managed to sort of stop that Norwood run in the whole first half. But we sort of, I don't know, we might have just sort of, they stepped it up a bit and we just sort of stepped back a little bit in the third quarter, and you can't really do that at league level. You've got to sort of keep that sort of, momentum up all 4 quarters, because if you sort of let your guard down just a little bit, which we did in the third quarter, we weren't bad, like Danny just said, but we just a little bit off, and let a good team like Norwood in, and they'll sort of cut you apart. And that's they call the third quarter the premiership quarter, and that's they took advantage of that.
Yeah, but you're nodding your head there, Mads. You obviously agree.
Yeah, I agree. I think the thing I noticed the most in the third quarter was the pickup of speed. I think for Norwood, they were just all over the ball, and just kind of left the doggies in the dust a little bit there in the third quarter. Although that being said, I was still pretty happy with, still kicking a few goals for ourselves as well, because in the past we've just completely not scored at all in some instances. So I was happy to see we weren't trailing as far behind as I thought we might. But yes, definitely was getting a bit nervous in the third quarter. But and it was great to watch, though. I gotta say, like, just the Nord and the Redlegs and the Doggies at each other. It was an entertaining quarter for sure.
Yeah, it was. It was a bit like the old days, Jacko. You may not remember the old days because you're not old, but what did you think?
Yeah, similar to what you guys were saying. Norwood came right at it. I reckon probably get copping a blasting at halftime. Restructure, come out and do what they do best. So their movement around the ball was fantastic. And I don't know whether we so much stepped down as much. We just didn't necessarily rise to that challenge. Because noticing a lot around the ground of Norwood having loose units, so just allowing a lot of uncontested possessions.
That was their supporters.
Yeah, true. That was the whole bloody game. All those throws. But yeah, no, I reckon we still on the fly sort of tackled that pressure as best we could. So it was not a completely disheartening quarter, because I've seen teams go from a reasonable lead at halftime and be down by way too many goals that it's you have no hope going to the fourth. So yes, we were down by the end of that quarter, but we still had hope of going, okay, well, we're not losing it completely. We haven't switched off and gone, we're in the lead, don't need to play the rest of the game.
Yeah. I think it is true that we weren't terrible. I think we stuck at it. We tried very hard, but their pace was telling. And it really stood out to me that we don't have a lot of pace in our midfield. We've got some, like Saunders on a wing, but if you look at some of our other midfielders, we don't have a lot of pace. With Perez, who's good over 5 metres, Chisholm doesn't have a lot of pace, McCarty doesn't have a lot of pace, and they seem to have much more pace all over the ground, particularly from the half-back flank as well. And even looking at our defence, we don't have a huge... Well, I suppose Luca's not bad and Wheelsy's pretty good, but Finn's got some pace. So, yeah, I think that's something, for me at least, that stood out. But we weren't bad. And in fact, Norwood tried it on again in the last quarter, and we actually knocked them over in the last quarter. We outscored them. We looked good. We got within a point in the last quarter, looking very threatening. We started showing, real determination and vigour. We kicked some great goals. Blokes didn't give up. I was getting pretty excited there at one stage, Mads.
Yeah.
Sitting next to you.
Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah, like you said, 1 point the margin. Things were getting really juicy on the field. And yeah, it was just a bit of a goal frenzy. It felt like at one point from both sides. And yeah, I was on the edge of my seat. Absolutely. So.
It was a great game.
Yeah.
In the last quarter, we kicked 5 goals, 1 to their 4 goals, 3. And as I say, we got within a point at one stage before they kicked away a little bit. Jacko, did you think we were going to win?
I thought we could have. I was in the moment. I was with the pressure at beyond 100%.
Yeah,
both sides. The crowd at full pelt, both teams, all supporters around the ground, everyone on the edge of their seat.
yeah.
And then with those rushes of goals in both directions, it was really just going to be a case of when that siren blew. Because we got the momentum, they got a bit of momentum, we got it back. And it's certainly getting within that 1 point with only a few minutes left in the game by that point. I was really, really, really getting there that we could do it. It unfortunately, it took us a bit of a swing at the end, but it didn't feel like we faltered at the same time though. It's not like we've switched off on those that last 5 minutes or whatever it was. It was just go, bang, 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 goals, tackles, few frees that were undue for, but controlling it a bit, but still keeping the momentum, I think, in that last quarter of being, okay, this is just let them play a bit. Don't start too much, just keep the ball moving.
That's a really good point you made, Jacko, and we've talked about that a little bit over the last couple of weeks, this letting them play rather than being too structured, rather than being too rigid in our game plan. There's a lot more letting the guys play, showing their talent, and it's been since that Eagles game, and it's been actually really good. We've looked a much better team. We're pushing top teams all the time when we do it. Bit of a falter against the Crows. But I think, Jimmy, do you think that that's one of the reasons why we're able to compete against these top sides and show so much in that last quarter?
I think if you go back to the very first game, we were 5 goals up against North Adelaide at 3/4 time. And then we didn't play in the last quarter. And we've done that on a couple of in a few other games. We've just turned off in the quarter here and there through games, and that happened again yesterday. We're a young group, young team, Centrals, and if we can play 4 quarters, we'll beat most teams in the competition for sure. We've got good midfielders. We've got Elvis Presbury nearly back to his best. He's a few games. He was fantastic last week. He was very good yesterday. He'll get better and better if he stays injury free. Hopefully he does. McCarty is basically his first game this year. Basically, he played in the first 1 or 2 games, I think. Once he finds his feet, he's going to be like a real bull in the centre for us.
He was good, wasn't he? He was very good. He got better as the game went on.
Yeah, he can shrug off tackles, and he's got good foot skills and hand skills. And then you've got Leighton Chisholm, who I thought was really, really good and important yesterday. Probably like the rest of the team, he went a little bit missing in the third quarter. But he was fantastic for us yesterday. We've got a strange midfield centrals. We're not quick. But we've got players that can play different roles as well in our team. Like we've got Bo Thomas that is a key forward. And then when the ruckman, whether it's Kobe Anand or Nats, having a rest, he can go into ruck and he wins every tap out because he's got such a massive leap.
Tomo. His last quarter was
amazing.
amazing. He was quiet for most of this game, but his last quarter was unreal.
Yeah, his last quarter was. And that was without Aiden Grace having any impact on the game at all as well.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about Aiden. He hasn't had his best year. He's had some good games. He hasn't kicked a goal now in the last 2 games. He's getting heavily marked. But also, do you think our changing game style has impacted on Aiden a bit? It seems that since we've become a better team and changed our style slightly, that we're probably not going to him as much as we used to. Or is he just struggling? Does he look like he's got an injury? Or has he slowed down? What do you think about that, Jacko?
It's been an odd one because for so long he had been such a strong player and reliable and depended on in our side. I think it's potentially part of it has been that he has been a target from opposition perspective in terms of who to tag. He's still stayed in his position around the ground type of thing. We haven't shifted him around too much, but it's in some ways opened up opportunities for other players to step up, knowing that they can't rely on him at the moment. And that's nothing against him in some sense. If he's getting tagged, he's getting tagged. Unless you can fight off the defendant, break free, be a loose unit. It's hard. You can't just kick it and always rely on him to suddenly get a goal. So in some sense, because he is getting tagged so much, and not that the other players aren't doing well, it's a great opportunity for some of the other forwards to get a good opportunity. I think potentially worth maybe moving him around the ground a little bit, just to mix it up somehow. See if he can have more of an impact elsewhere. If he is getting a bit more tagged, if we change where he's playing around a bit, that's going to change how an opposition team's going to face us, and whether he can have more impact in the game that way would be good. Be good to see.
Do you reckon he could be moved somewhere else, Jimmy, just to get him more involved, get his hands on the ball a little bit, and then maybe return him back to his traditional spot?
Oh, certainly. The coaches will be, because we've got 2 tall targets, maybe 3 tall targets.
3 tall targets, yeah.
Yeah, which are emerging: Bo Thomas, Talon, and Tompkinson. The midfielders have got other players to aim for now. So Aiden Grace has been the focal point in our forward line for the past, since he came to Centrals 4 years ago, something like that. He's been our full forward, and he's not even super tall like the other 3 are. He's only, I don't know how tall he is.
6'1", 6'2", maybe.
Yeah. And he hasn't got a massive build on him or anything like that. But he's and he's been our main forward, and he's had to do it all because we haven't had anyone else. But he's got a few, more strings to his bow. He's so quick. So.
Yeah,
he's really, really quick.
Yeah.
So
he's a great athlete. He's got a beautiful leap too.
Yeah, magnificent leap, and he just tries so hard. He just fights so hard, never gives up, and you always hear his voice. He's always urging on all the other younger players around him. Maybe just he might have to tinker with his game a little bit at the moment because of the other 3 tall forwards.
Hmm.
Might have to try something else with Gracie. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
He's got a lot to offer, for sure.
Bloody oath. You're
Yeah.
shaking your head with vigour there, Madsy.
Yeah, no, I just in agreement that yeah, Gracie is a great player. I did mention this in the last episode, I think, that it would have been good to see Grace's performance lift a bit, but yeah, it didn't really come off in yesterday's game, unfortunately. But yeah, I think maybe putting him in a different spot might be a good thing, especially if it seems that we've got the the forwards, tall forwards covering that kind of area already. So and yeah, speed is one of his strengths. So maybe putting him maybe in the center or something and getting the ball moving down the end, the goal kicking end that we're going for might be a good
Might
spot.
be the guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
New haircut.
Hey.
His new haircut. He's got his new hairdo.
Oh
He's
yeah,
got-
it looks
That is
good.
new hairdo, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that Elvis
man.
Presley haircut from his, later period or what? If the hair over the years, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I agree. He is a magnificent player. I think is he trying to win his 5th goal kicking this year and he'll equal Rudy Manamaker or something like that.
Maybe.
He's fast. He's got great, and I'm not saying that he's not the future of the forward line. I think he's still got a big future in the forward line. He's got a lot to offer. But it sort of reminds me of sort of when I know Matthew Richardson's a lot taller and everything and relied on one-on-one marking, but he fell out of form there for a while and they put him on the wing and I think he come runner up in the Brown line. They put him back forward and he was a gun again. It's the type of thing. And Gary Ablett used to go on the wing as well on occasions.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, hey, it's worth a try if they feel that they need to run him into form. But they may be happy with what's going on. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure they've got it worked out.
There is a wing position up for grabs.
Yeah, there is. We've got a problem there. I mean, I think we all agree that Dane needs to run in the reserves. He was better against South. I thought he was reasonable against South, but I think it was 4 touches yesterday on the wing. And, against their pace and skill, it didn't work. Yeah, there is a spot there. And but Tomo likes Dane for some reason. And, we're spectators. We sit on the boundary and we watch the game as it comes. We don't know special roles that are assigned to players or anything like that. So, we're not in the inner sanctum. So there might be something else that Dane does that we're not necessarily seeing. So, and Tomo really values. So we'll just have to see how it pans out as well. I just wanted to raise that. We usually talk about great comments in the crowd. And yesterday, it was pretty funny. There wasn't any outrageously hilarious comments made, but there was one comment made that made us all laugh anyway. And that bloke behind us, who had a real talent for just stating the obvious, just said to the umpire, "That's a 25, you cockhead." And it was hilarious. It was like, okay, nothing subtle about that, but you'll understand. That was funny, isn't it?
That was great.
Yeah, it was great. Now, you've all put in your 3 2s and 1s. Madsy, who did you go for this week in 3 2 and 1? And a little explanation of why.
Sure. Well, my 3 points, I gave them to Anzac. He was
Great
just
game.
on fire.
5 goals.
Yep, 5 goals. So yeah, he gets my 3 points. He was just all over it yesterday.
It
So
was.
yeah, and just a joy to watch.
Yeah.
And then my 2 points was to Jack Tompkinson. I agree that he did take a little bit of time to warm up into the game, but when he did finally warm up, he was hot. So
He was.
yeah.
He's a beast.
Yeah, and yes, and especially that kick on the wing that he got a goal for. I think it was it the third quarter or fourth? Maybe third. But yeah, it was just awesome. Like, we didn't think it had gone through. I thought it was a behind, but
That's
no,
right, yeah.
he kicked through. So he gets my 2 points. And my last point goes to Brian Little. Again, just it was a tough one, to be honest, once again, to try and hand out the points. Because as we've said, Talon Rosenwig was very good on the field too. But I decided this week to give my point to Brian Little, just because he took some awesome marks. And yeah, I just felt like his style of play yesterday was really on point and good to watch.
It was great.
Yeah.
I'm sure you like being called Brian as well. His name's Brin.
Oh, Brin, sorry. My
Brian.
mistake. Brin, sorry.
Brian, he was next to Trev and Kev. Jacko, 3-2-1.
3-2-1. Yeah, another tough week with quite a lot of players playing in really good form. But had to go Pudney for my number 3 today. For 3 points today. I reckon he had a really good game. A lot of impact on ground. Quite key to keep the ball moving and assist in some of those goals and build-ups. Yeah, racking up heaps of possessions as it was going along. So I reckon he was having a great game.
I think his tackling has really improved.
Yeah, no, he's gotten in a lot better form this side of the year. In that sense, so was quite impressed in that regard. He's still consistently good, but yeah, it was one of those games that you sort of look at him and goes, he's done well.
Yeah, his running power is amazing, actually. He just can run all day long. He's a machine.
No, 100%. He does well. And then for my 2 points, I did do Brin Little as well.
Not Brian,
I reckon
his brother.
Not Brian. Different.
Right.
No, Brin had a great game. Very entertaining to watch. Killer marks. He just had a lot of impact on the ground as someone that you don't always necessarily take notice of, but was certainly noticing him a lot more yesterday. And then for my 1 point, I purely for a minute, well, not purely from an entertainment perspective, but that was definitely one of the reasons why had to give Talon my 1 point. I reckon he had an outstanding game. Not necessarily the highest in terms of ranking points overall in terms of other impacts in the game, but I reckon quite a very, very good game for him and a lot of entertainment from some of those marks, got kicks and just overall presence on the ground, I think was fantastic.
That incident, when was it? Was it the third quarter when we only kicked the 1 goal and Talon got it in the far pocket? It was the first quarter. Yeah. And he lifted and he saw Monaghan in the goal square instead of blazing away and hit him. And that was just fantastic. Yeah. So you couldn't find a spot for Anzac in there despite his 5 goals, Jacko?
Oh, always bloody love Anzac. I could give him the 3 points every week.
Yeah, people might be starting to ask questions if you went and kept voting for him the way you do.
Yeah, can't show favourites.
Kwai Chang, how did you go?
Do you start at 3 or you start at 1?
Start at 3 like the other 2 people did, and then we can all do it together.
Oh, okay. Number three, best on Central.
Best on Central.
Brin.
Brin
Little. I gave 3 votes. Just the whole 4 quarters, he was in charge of the defence. Him and George Kendall were fantastic back there. It's normally George that's the standout because he's had a magnificent season. But I reckon Brin was magnificent yesterday. He was great. He just destroyed Callow. Well, I think he was on Callow. Their star full forward killed him. Number 2, Leighton Chisholm in the midfield. He just covered a lot of ground. He got us going. He had a lot of touches early in the game and set the tone for Centrals to take it up to Norwood and surpass them in that first half. A lot of touches. He was always around the play, brought a lot of other players into the game. He's worked on his game heaps a lot, Leighton Chisholm has, and he's going to be important for us for the rest of the year. And I gave one to guess who? And Zach Lochowiak.
Oh, of course.
Quality. It just gets value for touches, didn't it? He doesn't have to have he doesn't have to have 20 or 30 touches for a game. I think he only had about 12. But he kicked 5 goals. He did some great marks. Gave off a couple of goals as well. And he's always deadly around the packs, always deadly into the forward line. And when you need a little extra buy in the centre of the ground, put Anzac in the middle and he'll just take it out of the middle for you.
No worries. So we'll have a bit of a look at the leaderboard now. I didn't do any votes this week because I left it up to my more experienced colleagues on screen. People who know more.
Yeah.
I beg to differ.
So looking at our tally board now, Faye still out in front with 16, Anzac making a move up to 14, Prez after a great game last week with 11, Brin, Tomo, Kai, Puds, Kendall, Anand, Chisholm and Tompkinson all amongst the votes. Whilst my votes aren't on the spreadsheet, my best was Little for 3, Lochowiak for 2, and Kendall for 1. I thought our key defenders destroyed their key forwards who have given us a lot of problems in the past. And I thought they were brilliant and were part of the reason we got so close. So anyway,
Yep.
We'll see how that pans out. It's getting pretty exciting now. So
yeah.
Go. All righty. So it was a good game. We've got the Bays next week. Bayes at the Bay, is it? No, Sturt at Elizabeth. Sturt
Sturt at home.
Yeah, Sturt
In a
rub
couple
them
of
in the
weeks.
dirt. Yeah.
The
I
bye
reckon
next.
we'll knock them over.
Yeah, I reckon we will. Yeah, I mean they did us pretty well and truly last time down at Unley when we were at our darkest.
That was terrible that day.
We don't speak of that day.
Yeah.
I reckon we can do it. We'll do Sturt at home at the Pond.
I think we will too. What do you reckon, Mads?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we might have got the loss yesterday, but I think we could have easily beaten the Redlegs, and Sturt are sitting nice and high up on the ladder as well. So I don't see why not. We can't bring the ferocity back to them as well.
Yeah. Sturt aren't as good as Norwood, even though they destroyed us last time. We were terrible that day. They only beat North by 15 points only last week, and I thought we took care of North pretty comfortably. We're at Elizabeth, Jacko. Are you actually going to tip Centrals this week?
Oh, 100%.
Well, that means you're 50-50 now.
No, okay. Yeah, that's how it works. No, I reckon we're going to come in with a real good chance. I will be interested to see how it pans out after a good couple of weeks on our front. Particularly, I mean, last week against South have played well this year, but from an upper perspective of the team that's probably a bit higher on the ladder. To see us play so well against Norwood, they might come up with a bit more of a threat of going, okay, we might have to take these guys a bit more seriously than we expected. Because very easy for a team like that to come up north and be like, oh yeah, lower end of the ladder team. Don't have to try too hard. But coming off the back of a bye round as well, be interesting to see if we've keep that momentum or if that's going to throw a spanner in the works. But no, I reckon we've got a real good chance coming in. It'll be good.
So it's not this Saturday after, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a bye.
Saturday the 1st.
Yeah.
A bye this week. Yeah, no worries. One day I will get these things sorted out. Details are not my thing. That's good. I may be able to go fishing this weekend. Every time we play Elizabeth, it always reminds me of this classic game that was it 79, Jim, or was it another year when we were 6 goals up at half time?
Yeah.
And then Sturt was 6 goals up at 3/4 time. They kicked 12 goals to none. And then we won by 5 goals after kicking 11 goals to none in the last quarter.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was 1979.
Lee Stone.
That was our first minor premiership year as well in 1979.
And it was the first year we beat Unley as well in that magnificent game.
Yeah, first one at Unley Oval, 1979. And that was under Daryl Hicks' coaching. And I remember the beginning of that game at Elizabeth, the premier at the time, Tonkin, him.
Yeah.
He was the SA premier and he landed on the oval in a helicopter.
That's how he could get away quickly.
Because he wanted to watch Sturt. Yeah, he left at 3/4 time because Sturt they kicked 12 goals or something in the 3rd quarter, and the crowd went quiet as anything, where everyone was just discouraged, sitting there going, "Yeah, man." And then and then we came out.
Spoke in those days.
Yeah. And then the mighty dog machine turned on in the last quarter, led by magnificent captain Dean Mobbs.
It was great.
The McGarry medalist of that year, John Duckworth, and the young Phantom 45, Peter Jonas.
All 3 of them were amazing that day.
Magnificent, brilliant. And we.
But what about the sort of Jack in the Box, Lee Stone, big Lee Stone, little Lee Stone?
Yeah, the local paper, the News Review, couldn't make their mind up whether Lee Stone was big or small. Because it had his picture the week before and it said "Little Lee Stone in action for the Dogs," and then he had his picture in the paper the week after and said "Big Lee Stone in action for the Dogs."
He must have complained to them.
Or it just had a growth spurt in that week.
Yeah.
It
was actually medium, I think. But in that game, he was on the bench. They didn't have interchanges in those days, and he came on the ground at 3/4 time and kicked 5 goals in the last quarter.
Yeah, it was
pretty good.
Insane.
Yeah,
that was his.
No, that's not little.
No, that was a highlight of his career. I mean, he played some reasonable footy. He had real frizzy hair, didn't he? But that was great that day. Jonas and Duckworth and Mobbs were just amazing, and Wilbur was really good too, if I recall correctly. Or am I thinking of the Unley game? Wilbur was unreal there.
As well.
Yeah. So
as well, Wilbur.
That Unley game was the only time I saw John Duckworth look like he was hurt when Brendan Howard shirt fronted him. I think he just shook his head and kept going. That was about as hurt as he looked. But, it was a great season all around.
He could cut anything off.
Yeah, it was unreal. So it's a pity we don't have anyone like Duckworth now. That'd be great. Or Jonas, or Mobbs. But there's people who are similar to all of them, I suppose, except for Duckworth, who was very unique. 6'4", sprinter, kick the ball 70 metres. Just what a player.
On a Plinkton.
On a Plinkton? What's that meant to mean?
Yeah. I don't know. What do you turn a game on? You turn a game on its head.
Yeah. Not a plink. Not a plink.
Not a plankton.
All righty. I think we're starting to talk gibberish now, and so
Always.
people are probably switching off right now. Thank you again, Co-Dog Potters. It's been a good episode, lots of joviality on the back of a good but disappointing game yesterday. We need to win those games, and we're going to start doing it, starting with Sturt. And we're under pressure. Port beat the Eagles, so we're at level games with them at the bottom of the table. We've got a tough run home with Sturt, Glenelg, Eagles, and Port. Could come down to that last game against Port. I don't think so. I think we'll take the Eagles and Sturt at Elizabeth in both of those games, and we'll finish up the table a bit more. To all the viewers, if you've got any comments you'd like to make, down below, stick in the comments. We'll promise to get back to you. And as is tradition, see you later, and go you dogs.
Go you Bulldog.
Go you dogs!
You dogs.
Excellent.